Are you dreaming of traveling to Sri Lanka this year? In this video, I'm sharing my 5 best tips for traveling to Sri Lanka that you need before you even start the planning process. Tip number 1, take your time. Allow ample time for your vacation in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is definitely not a place to rush through in just a week. I recommend having at least 14 days when visiting Sri Lanka and more if possible. This has practical, environmental, financial benefits, assuring you a successful vacation. Because it takes time to travel to Sri Lanka, usually from Europe, you need a 12-hour flight with at least one layover. Flight tickets also is usually the biggest expense of your holiday. However, you can stay and eat and travel affordably in Sri Lanka, so there are many advantages of staying longer. You can stay several months in Sri Lanka without ever being bored, actually. There are plenty of beautiful places, attractions, sites to explore in Sri Lanka. Tip number 2, the very best way to explore Sri Lanka is to combine beach holiday with a round tour. I will explain more about that. Sri Lanka has really amazing, beautiful beaches. So, definitely, you can spend a lovely week relaxing, swimming, sunbathing, enjoying delicious food, and watching the most amazing, beautiful sunsets. Especially here in Hikkaduwa, we have the direct sunset to the sea. So beautiful. Perfect ending of every day. Here you can see some of the most popular beaches in the south and west: Bentota, Hikkaduwa, Unavatuna, Mirissa, Talala, Tangala, Hiriketia. Yeah, there's so many beaches. You can just select your favorite and go and explore. But hey, this is the point. Don't go to Sri Lanka only to lounge on a beach, please. Take some time, explore the island, stunning highlands with tea plantation, waterfalls, amazing views everywhere you look. Sri Lanka have lots of different national parks. You can join a safari to see leopards, crocodiles, lots of wild elephants and other wild animals. Yala National Park has one of the world's highest density of leopards, and usually during our tours, my statistic is like 1/3 of the safari goers get to see a leopard here. And you can visit temples, ancient cities, UNESCO World Heritage places, get a fascinating look into Sri Lanka's rich history and culture. And if you like an active holiday up in the mountains, you can go trekking, hiking, rafting, cycling. By the beach, you can go surfing, scuba diving, and windsurfing. So many different activities. So take a week or more to really explore Sri Lanka. And what is the easiest and safest way to travel in Sri Lanka? It's with your own driver. In our webpage, in the link in the description, you will find a form that you can fill out, and I will send you a really free, no strings attached. I will send you a proposal for a tour that can fit your family or your group. Traveling with your own driver is super easy, safe, comfortable, and also a whole lot of fun. Tip number 3, it's how to plan the perfect route itinerary in Sri Lanka. It's wise to plan your travel time and route based on the seasons. Despite being a relatively small island, Sri Lanka experiences significant differences in weather and climate throughout the year. When you do the tour planning with us, of course, I will guide you through every step of this process. But just to keep it brief for information for this video, here is the gist. If you travel during the European winter, you should head to the south and west for your beach time. If you travel during the European summer holiday, the East Coast is a good way to spend the beach part of your holiday. But no matter if you travel winter or summer, you should always include the highland and the round tour as I described earlier. Tip number 4 is to prepare yourself for going to a different country. I assume you are from Europe, Australia, or United States, as much of our guests are. So you really need to prepare your mind that you are traveling to a really different place. Sri Lanka is very different from Europe in many ways. The language, of course, the climate, the food, the nature, the culture, the people. And of course, that is the part that makes traveling so fascinating and interesting to learn about different cultures, different places, how things are different. However, some differences can also come off as annoying or a bit scary actually if you're not ready and prepared for them. And the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is the traffic, which is crazy here in Sri Lanka. And when I meet Scandinavian guests during these 10 years I lived in Sri Lanka, that's usually the first thing they say when I ask how was their tour around country. It was great, but the traffic is crazy. They drive much faster than we are used to on the left side, which is the wrong side for us Scandinavians at least. The roads are poor, there's honking, noise, and overtaking in crazy situation, middle of curves. And the road users include pedestrians, cyclists, moped, tuk-tuks, motorbikes, cars, buses, trucks, and cows, and sometimes elephants and peacocks. Yeah, it can be quite chaotic for us not used to it. To keep safe as good as possible, make sure you choose a travel company, a driver that's experienced, new cars, seat belts, children's seats. And whenever you want to cross the roads, please always look very carefully both sides. Another thing to prepare for is Sri Lanka is still a developing country, so you will see poverty, you will see things are different, and this is something that's important to prepare, especially your children for. There is poor infrastructure in the country. You will very likely experience power cuts. Water can suddenly disappear for hours, and you won't find wireless internet everywhere. Of course, how much you will feel these things depends on the level of accommodation you stay at. If you stay in like budget friendly places, you will definitely feel this. And some simple restaurants, food markets, things like that might seem a little bit run down from a European perspective, but don't be afraid to enter those places. The food can be absolutely amazing in here. And speaking about food, that is one thing that I think will surprise you the most in a positive way. The food, the Sri Lankan food, it's not known much outside of the border, but it's really, really amazing. The rice and curry, and also the fresh seafood that you find in the south coast. You will love it, trust me. Tip number 5 is something you can consider before you select if Sri Lanka is the perfect destination for you is that things take time. You need to be prepared to be on island time where things takes a long time and can seem a bit chaotic. A meal at a restaurant can end up taking 4 hours until you manage to order, eat and get the bill and pay. Things are slow even for me when I want to go to an office. Something that would take 5 minutes in Norway can end up taking 2 days here. So that's just something you need to prepare for if you want to travel to Sri Lanka. And that's the thing, you can see this as a fun, interesting cultural difference, or you spend your whole holiday getting annoyed and let it get on your nerves. That's totally up to you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you consider Sri Lanka to be your next destination. And later in the travel process, if you want to know more about visa to Sri Lanka, you can check this video here on the left and more travel tips in the video to the right. So see you in the next video.